Welcome to the debate with Stephan F Wagner regarding social media, LinkedIn, and TikTok. Stephan is founder of Wagner Consulting, which specializes in personal branding through personal development, integrity, and high-quality content. Stephan was the first guest on the AskFaleskini podcast interview series and is now the first guest on the AskFaleskini podcast, My Debate series. I would like to now go towards LinkedIn. So let's start with our LinkedIn session.
Yes, man.
We met our top person ambassadors, and this was one of the tools that enables us to tag many people that are like-minded or would like to expand their network. It's really international, and there was also a newsletter with that, and a lot of ideas what could happen and how could things develop. And then somehow we just now use this tool for tagging people when we want to have more views on our posts or our articles.
Yeah.
What do you think about LinkedIn algorithms? How can LinkedIn help business people?
That's especially the last few days a very interesting question, because I don't know if you have realized it on your profile, but LinkedIn was cleaning up their system last week.
I didn't realize that.
No? So many of those who are having above 10,000K followers lost many of those followers. So LinkedIn was cleaning out their system. They threw out all the fake accounts. They threw out all the double accounts. They introduced an additional tool in their algorithm that is able to detect engagement bots. They have upgraded their internal AIs. So if you just do a ChatGPT text and you post it on LinkedIn, the algorithm realizes it and your views go down into the basement. So LinkedIn is still a great platform, but it's not as easy as before. And these kind of engagement systems like the top person, I'm not absolutely sure how much it will still bring in real effect. You know, there's a difference between just increasing your follower number and increasing your follower number in a way that this brings something, that these people are engaged with your content. Even in the past, when you and me were started at the top person, I think you were in the system before I came. The description, how to use, was great. The description clearly stated, if you do a comment, do a high quality comment. But no one really took the time after a certain amount of time. And when I started with top person at the end of 21, it was already in a way that many only engaged like, thanks for sharing, great post, blah, blah. That was already not, you know, you got to like, you got to comment, but it was not really a worthy content.
And it did nothing to your ratings or exposure or.
It doesn't help at all. And nowadays, when I was starting to play LinkedIn again a few weeks ago, I put a few posts into the top persons. And at the end of the day, yes, you can get a higher engagement, but it really doesn't change anything. So I believe the way LinkedIn is heading is more toward getting paid content, getting paid ads, being more specialized in a certain way. It's difficult. I know LinkedIn is in a change right now. I cannot really see where it is going. We need to be surprised, I guess.
What I notice is, because I'm an author of many articles, now they have developed a tool that you can co-author articles.
Oh, really? Okay.
So they would post a topic like how to help a startup reach their first million, and then 3 or 4 of us authors would comment on each topic, and then they would get an article written by 4 different authors automatically, and then everyone can rate our part of the article. So they are trying their best. As I said, for me, LinkedIn is still a Rolodex.
It is, for these purposes, it's really great.
And I also see that a lot of my contacts, they don't like, I have like 20,000 something contacts. I just checked, I didn't lose any follower. So either the cleaning did not come to me or I have really good network.
Well,
So
if you didn't lose a follower, that
yeah.
basically means that the way you built them up was
Mhm.
either organically or without some engagement pods and without some fake action.
Yeah,
So
it was
it's a very
completely
good
organic.
indicator.
It was completely organic for me because most of my contacts are people that listen to me on like fairs and trade events in the past, and then they would engage somehow, or people that we worked on projects together or stuff like that. So I still gain followers. For example, if I have a speaking engagement, I get like 40, 50 followers after one engagement. So that is something. And I always check out everyone that I work with on LinkedIn. So if it's not on LinkedIn, you get lower credit rating with me because let's face it, I still do most of my work is still a treasurer. So whoever I'm engaged with, either for investment or or they would like me to look for money for them or check their business plan. If they don't have a LinkedIn account, I immediately lower their credit rating and they have to pay everything. That's just how I use it. So
But that's great.
what I see as I also check if they would reply to my message on LinkedIn. That is something I also see. If they reply to my message in timely manner, then I know that they are a user. So, and they're usually verified user. So that is, I really like LinkedIn as far as that is concerned. As far as content is concerned, there is a huge disparity between if I post like myself, I get a lot of views, a lot of let's say feedback and replies. Not the quality comments are rare, I must say that. But people do engage, and I also talk with them either in consulting sessions or okay, I saw your post and stuff like that, because all my consulting clients also use LinkedIn. I also see that the most engagement I get if I post video directly on LinkedIn. So if I upload videos, if I just use YouTube LinkedIn YouTube link on LinkedIn, it's far lower engagement than if I post video directly.
Absolutely.
If I share my AskFaleskini site post on my wall, then nothing happens. It's just like I get maybe 500 views or something like that.
Yeah.
The same post, if because sometimes I share a post and I do my own post, and my post would get like 5,000 views and the share would get like 500. So it's a huge disparity. I really don't understand how this works. So it's hard to say. I do get money out of LinkedIn. So basically I use it as a tool. So to check credit ratings for people, to see how they're presented on LinkedIn. I also use it as a connection, and I will also use LinkedIn for my podcast engagement. So I often check my guests on LinkedIn. So this is something that I use it for. I also make, I'll say, quite a lot of money with LinkedIn because I get people asking me directly if I would be their coach or something like that on LinkedIn. So that the LinkedIn is working. However, I don't have the slightest clue how it works. So for me, it's just a black box. I'm putting content on LinkedIn. Sometimes I would put just inspirational quote, and I would get huge engagement. And I would just comment just sharing on that. By the way, you have my LinkedIn link in the description below. So if you want to follow me, you can click below. And I would like to understand how you see the future of LinkedIn.
I think that highly depends on the developments in our societies for the next few years. The changes in the last, let's say, 2.5 years were already massive in LinkedIn, how you could use it, how it responded. The algorithm has been developed very intensely, and today it's really difficult for me to give any kind of prediction, because in the past, some of my content pieces gained like 14, 15, 50, 60, 70,000 views. Right now I'm working below 1,000 views per post. So it's really, really difficult to get any idea what the algorithm really prefers, because there's no rule. You can have 5 accounts doing 5 times the same things, 4 are not performing, 1 is performing like hell. So I believe, but it's only a belief. I believe that the algorithms of LinkedIn, exactly like YouTube, like Instagram and Facebook, will change within the next year massively. TikTok is showing everyone how a real good algorithm can work. And if you compare these algorithms, LinkedIn is like, a Benz from the 1960s, and TikTok is like the new EQS high end, And if you look closer, the way you can tweak LinkedIn is always by paying. Yeah. And the way you can get in being invisible on LinkedIn since, let's say, 2 years, is you just type in a certain word and suddenly you're shadow banned. You'll never know why. So LinkedIn has the massive downside, in my point of view, that it's not reliable for your business anymore. If you have a grown account like yours, which is organic, which is really built up organic, it's fine because you are not depending on what's happening next. If you go on LinkedIn as a newbie right now, especially in the German speaking, because the German speaking LinkedIn is a little bit different. It's like a lottery. It's really like a lottery. And it can easily happen that you invest 6 or 9 or 12 months building your LinkedIn account. And without you knowing why, you're suddenly completely banned. You can even be completely excluded from LinkedIn. And it doesn't matter if you're a paid member or a non-paid member. So LinkedIn has a massive internal problem. And I really compare that with Twitter before Elon took it over.
Okay. Yeah, that is also one last thing I wanted to discuss with you before we move to TikTok. What do you think for me, developing of LinkedIn? I don't know how to get in touch with these guys, but I would develop LinkedIn in a way like I would make a mix of Alibaba and a payment processor of LinkedIn. I think this is the only added value that is possible in the future.
I feel you.
Yeah, I don't see the big problem with me over LinkedIn is I found a partner, business partner. If I'm doing a purchasing, and then I don't know a lot about this partner. Okay, I can see that he has a golden account, so he made some effort, so paid some money for that. I don't know his credit rating. I don't know how he will behave. I don't know any of this, because Alibaba has solved all these issues. For example, you have Alibaba credit, you pay with that, and you can just recall your payment, and if it's not delivered, and all the quality stuff and everything is taken out of the occasion because of the insurance that you get. With LinkedIn, you don't have any of this. For example, for all the professionals, LinkedIn could sell indemnity insurance. That would be the simplest thing to do. So if you hire me, why don't you check LinkedIn, and I would just purchase indemnity insurance on LinkedIn, and they would make money. I would be, I would be much more serious than if I have a professional account, if I have indemnity insurance, and everyone would be happy. And it's so easy. I don't know how they don't see it. It's obvious what you need to do with professionals. And they're just, for me, they're just stuck there. And as you said, we will see what will happen in the next 2 years. But there are so many opportunities. I don't see just, we spoke about problems, but there are so many opportunities how LinkedIn could be developed, but it's not. Okay, I like that they're going toward the knowledge sharing, and that we can author, that there can be multiple authors for articles and all this stuff. I like that a lot. But yeah, that is really great if you just came out of I don't know, best university, and yeah, knowledge is everything. No, business is everything. Knowledge is just a tool to get business, and business needs transactions and needs insurance, and that, what the simplest thing in the world. I don't know. What do you think about it?
Basically the same way, you're just speaking words out of my heart, because at the end of the day, if I look at LinkedIn, same for Facebook, but if I look at LinkedIn, it's difficult for me understanding what the fuck they are doing. It's just how it is. Because if I'd have a database only Germany, like we have like, I don't know, 800,000 members in a German speaking LinkedIn, something like that. If I'd have a community of 800,000 professionals, I would do everything to make that experience for them as easy and as worthy as possible. I would make sure they know exactly what to do to get into to get a big reach. I wouldn't play with them like doing 2 times the same thing. You don't know what's happening. I would make sure that you cannot fake engagement. And I would make sure that there will be no external branding. Because, the little problem is, since, let's say, 2019, 2018, something like that, these whole personal branding stuff went up a lot. Since like 2020, the numbers of agency are basically multiplying. Like every day, there are 5 or 6 new guys who try to start in personal branding. First of all, I wonder, where do these hundreds of personal branders get their expertise within a month? Because it's just not possible. So I assume they're using ChatGPT. Please, ChatGPT, make branding for, But the next problem is, that's really a problem. When I started business 30, 40 years ago, it was absolutely clear. First of all, you cannot be everybody's darling. If you're everybody's darling, you're everybody's bitch. You don't have something real unique. That means the uniqueness makes sure you're not everybody's darling, but people will recognize you and you will build up a reputation with your expertise. That led to certain statements based on expertise and experience. And your customer usually quite quickly got a gut feeling if you were the right person to talk to, if you were trustworthy and all of that stuff. Nowadays, if you go through LinkedIn, nearly every second professional profile that sells something has nothing to do with the person anymore. Most of those guys don't even make their own profiles or their own content anymore. So you follow people based on their content until the point where you realize they don't make their content. They don't even take care of the profile personally. So you'll never really interact with the real person. You interact with some person who is hired to be their social media manager for their profile. And basically you don't even get to a result. And I can give you a big laugh. You want to have a big laugh? You want to laugh your ass off? In Germany, we have some kind of a motivational trainer called Bodo Schäfer. It's a good guy. He's really good. He's really great. He's a good speaker and all of that. But, as soon as you have employees, it's difficult to make them do the way you want to do it. So he now is offering personal branding with his team. And in personal branding, usually you try to make people understand, grow organically. Okay? Show your quality, show your content, let people come to you. Now, his social media manager, who is taking care of his content and all of that, was now starting to actively try to connect with interesting profiles. Instead of, Now, the most funny thing is you can't do that. If you have a minimum of strategy, you can do that. You check the profiles, you check where are the points where you can make a connection, and then you type a few lines like, hey, Peter, you are in finance, you are in business, you know about treasure. I am in treasure too. Let's connect. We have something. Okay. But this guy was basically sending out connection requests without checking up front. So you can imagine how I was laughing my ass off when one day the social media manager of Bodo Schaefer, with the Bodo Schaefer profile, was trying to do an active connection request with my profile. That was, it's like you preach A, but you do B.
Yeah, what I see is a huge problem with all this. I don't know how this, that is why I would like to know how these algorithms work, because they just have a reach. Poof. I know I needed like 5 years to grow my profile, active work, not just so publishing everything, and so that I came to 20,000 followers. However, they just go 20,000 in like a week. Yeah, I have this viral, I don't know, post, and everybody started to follow me, and da 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 da. Okay, great. I never made something like that. My best post was probably maybe 10 followers. Yeah, maybe I'm completely useless, but as I said, and they just go 20,000 followers, and then they would just start. You can advertise with us because we have so many followers.
But it doesn't help because these followers are only one time interested.
No, even more. I always say, okay, let's do a profit share deal. So if you have a community, let's do a profit share deal. I will give a discount to your followers, and you will get money from the business it generates. And
let me guess, those influencers were not really interested, huh?
Yeah. No, because I get quite a few requests on LinkedIn. They would like to work with me, so like offer me, okay, we have a network. Would you like to, for example, would you like to promote your coaching sessions on our network? Yes, of course. Let's talk profit share, and it stops. So it's quite simple. Okay, thank you very much for this debate. I think the listeners and viewers have learned a lot. So I thank you very much for your time, and thank you for sharing all your experiences.
I'm happy to be here, and it's fun to share that because it's really easy and it makes a lot of fun.